with the boxing.
Good evening. Welcome to Let's Go Live. This evening. No videos to start with because somebody screen file out. So it didn't have time to get anything else. Interhome Media and Chris.
I have no idea
Can you
what's
hear me?
happening, but I'm not hearing any of his words.
It's
Meaning,
like
okay, good.
kind of gibberish to us.
Choppy. Well, it's choppy
Charles
gibberish.
usually does better than gibberish, too, so.
Yeah.
He's still trying to.
connection, I guess. Hold on.
Everyone else is fine except the host.
He's trying to regroup after his wild ride.
Yeah.
So, any of you that are watching, if you don't know, Charles Poosh got to drive a mod. Go to Sidetracked, check out the ride.
In full 4K, no less.
Yes. He's wanting everybody to show
I'll
his
put it
work
up
on
if
the
it's gonna
brakes.
let me. Right.
Did you get your lawn mowed? Is that for anyone around here? I'm looking at the comments.
Not me.
No mowing for me today.
Nope.
That's not true.
Oh,
If you don't-
All right, Charles has apparently gotten bored and decided to leave.
he's going to check the router. Who do we have on here tonight?
Well, we're
All right,
coming
Zalek,
to you
who's
live
that next
from
to you?
Hillsboro. Yeah.
From where?
We are coming to you live from Hillsboro, Wisconsin, the site of the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League Champions Tour Hillsboro Charity Pull this Friday and Saturday. Standing next to me is Chris Clark.
Yeah.
He is one of the main back behind the scenes, and then also helps during the show. Actually, kind of Jack, but you run the pull-off tractor,
Yeah,
you run a packer, a scraper,
yeah.
announce everything.
Yeah, announced, been on the track, run the tow-off tractor,
Park the haulers.
I drive around Miss Wisconsin when she comes here with a gator, show her around. And this year doing the VIP booth and the sponsor booth. So, yeah, we're going to give you guys a little tour around. We're standing up at the announcer stand. And for those of you who can see the parking lot for the haulers behind me, that's what I'm working on tonight. I got, should be about 4 or 5 guys out there working on painting the lines for the haulers. We can fit 76 haulers out there on the gravel lot. And then out in the grass, we can fit about another 80 haulers. So we try to have room for like 160 or so, I guess you would say, about in there, 160, 170. Probably expecting, I think, 120, 130 this year, with dropping a couple Champions Tour and 1 session this year. So 3 sessions. Gonna be Friday night, 7 o'clock, Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock, and Saturday night at 6 o'clock. 3 sessions of the PPL Champions Tour. There's 7 Champions Tour classes and the Silver Series. 4 ones are here. That's the track there. Ryan and I are going to go show you the grandstands, and wanted to show you in the VIP booth. This is the grandstands here. Hold 3,300 people in the grandstands here, and across the way holds about 2,500 people. So we're set up for, I like to say, about 6,000 people crammed in, set up for 5,000 comfortably. Like to get as close to that as we can. This is what we got new this year, up at the top of the grandstands. The windows there. You come on into the VIP room, which is partial VIP, partial sponsor room. Feeder chairs, reclining, climb them babies, pop your seat down. Wall. Actually, I have three air conditioning units, 20 seats. TV, you get to see the live stream, I guess. So yeah, basically, you just sit down, relax, and enjoy the pool. Keep your feet up. Hopefully not as dirty as I am tonight, but keep your feet up and watch the pool. I get to sit up here during the event when I get a chance. When I get tired. Because I'm here on Monday night doing the lines for Hillsboro, again, Hillsboro, Wisconsin, Hillsboro Charity Pool this upcoming weekend. I'll be here probably in the rain tomorrow night. And then I set up camp Wednesday night. I'll be here till about midnight. And then Thursday here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then stay overnight. I stay up until about 4 a.m. to wait for the haulers to come in. And between about 4 and 6 o'clock, I sleep for 2 hours, and then about 7 o'clock, the haulers start coming in again. Most of them get here between midnight and 2 a.m. And I stay up and park them all. This year, the Hillsboro Brewery is donating a 6-pack of beer to every puller that comes in here throughout the night. You get to hand them a 6-pack of the brewery beer when they get here as a welcome gift. So looking forward to that. I'm going to try not to get into too much of that, but we do our best to not do that. But I do have a campfire up all night. I usually cook food for the pullers and have plenty of coolers around. But that's kind of what we have going on this year. The people are down here all day long. They've been building the track for about, I'd say, almost 2 weeks now. That's why if you guys take a look at the track, if you can see it through the window, the track is built right now. Like this is how the track is going to look on Friday night. They built it. I think it was spent 3 times.
Minus standpoint.
Yeah, without a little bit of water, but I think they built it 3 times. They put some water into it. They've been working on it for about 2 weeks to get ready. That way, there's no excuses when it comes to the track. That's going to be ready to go. Now we're just hoping for about 4,000 to 5,000 people to show up. And you guys too. Some of you guys, I think, are coming as well.
I'll be there.
Good deal. Maybe if you guys see the right person, sit up. You guys
Okay.
yeah.
We'll agree to it. You cut out. We couldn't hear you, but theoretically, we agree.
We agree. No, I invited you guys to come sit up here during the poll if you guys aren't busy working.
Well, most of us have a job to do during the poll.
Yeah, I know. That's where. Yeah,
it's kind of hard to take photos.
Yeah, through the glass. This is what I do. I go to about 28 polls a year, and this is the only tractor poll that I do not have anything going on during the actual poll itself. I just kind of facilitate the tow tractor drivers. I make sure they're doing good. Lucas Oil helps us get all the vehicles. We tow all the vehicles to the scale. We stage all the vehicles about 2 hours before the poll starts. We'll stage everybody, so I help manage that, make sure that's going good. And then while the poll is going, I oversee the end of the track. If there's a breakdown, I make sure everybody's there to pull them off the track, get them back to their hauler. I also oversee the water tanks on the scraper tractors, especially on Saturday. That's kind of my job. We have 4 scraper tractors with 2 scrapers. I just make sure the water for the guy. Just kind of help out, make sure everything goes smooth. Some people, I think, don't quite realize the stuff you see what's on the track, but a lot of people kind of don't really see the 5 or 6 people it takes that don't get in the limelight. They don't see what I do here. One nice thing we like to know about the charity poll here is that the people that do help put it on are real important to us, because we put on the only Wisconsin Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League Champions Tour pull this year in Wisconsin, and we do it with probably about 4 or 5 people that really are the ones that help get ready for the event and put it on. I think I would have to ask any Grand National or Champions Tour event, how many people does it take to put one on? And if you tell them you're doing it with 5, that's usually not how you plan to put on a big event. But those people that do are the ones here really put in a lot of effort. And then the weekend of the pull, there's 20, 30 people that show up to help volunteer. The school principal superintendent is driving shuttle bus for us. People from the school are involved. All the churches are involved. The Lions Club's involved. The 4-H, the FFA is involved. So we're proud that we can get everybody together, and we're really, really thankful for the 4 or 5 people that help get ready for the year and the week before. But what's your guys' questions about the upcoming weekend? What do you guys want to know from behind the scenes that you're wondering about?
Chris, I want you to shout out the 4 or 5 guys, even if that includes you.
Yeah, I know I have a little part in this week, and then Zach Bender is kind of the one that works on the farm for Don. He spends a lot of time down here at the park, kind of getting the grounds ready. And Don's son James Slama, he does a lot of work down on the grounds as well. I'd say Jacob Olson from Hillsboro Equipment, from Don's business, he does a lot of prep work and a lot of online work and a lot of Facebook work. And then Liz Hansen from out at Hillsboro Equipment, she works there in the office. She does a lot of the paperwork, a lot of the mailing all the letters out to the pullers, and all the stuff about the meal. She just has a lot to do with it. And then Tori Slama would be Don's granddaughter. She did a lot of the Facebook work and updates the website and does a lot of work down here at the park. Those folks really do a lot of the work down here. And then, of course, Don's other grandkids, they're down here mowing grass, getting a lot of the behind the scenes ready. And then the Mount Tabor, Wisconsin Snowmobile Club, they're the one that sells the main food concessions. And a couple of them people are down here getting we have like tournament concession stands, so they get them prepped and ready. So kind of those folks those are the ones that have their hands in it leading up to the poll and throughout the year. Really got to thank those guys and gals. What else?
What's
Go
ahead, Paulie.
Okay. Chris, you mentioned something about a live stream. Is there a live stream for this event, or is this going to be recorded and rebroadcast?
Yes. Yeah. See, I have some questions about that too, almost myself a little bit, but the last that I had talked to Don about it, he was in favor of doing the live stream through the MAP TV Plus app, Lucas Oil Racing TV app. And as far as I know, that's in place to go to do the live stream, which would be through the Lucas Oil production trailer. Their trailer comes here. The crew, most of them from California, the trailers from California, comes out here to set up shop, and through that is the live stream. Now, if you go to the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League Facebook page, they're going to have some more information about that and advertising. Now that's a little interesting kind of concept that they have, because the live stream is through those folks. It doesn't really have anything to do with the charity pool. The charity pool gives the okay to do the live stream at our event, and then they handle all the promotion of it and the facilitating it and stuff like that. As far as I knew, that we were in on doing it. I knew this year with the production team from Lucas Oil, planning on having Badger State Tractor Pullers LED video board here at the end of the track, and they're going to be tying into that. So we're going to get a live feed of the pole and the replays and stuff. I'm going to have a video board here. That'll be new this year as well. But the live stream, that should be, as far as I know, that's going to be going. Should have it.
Okay.
Just check the MAV TV Plus app.
Yeah, the MAV TV Plus app. They should have an event up there by now if they're having it.
Okay. Well, I'll be standing like by the track, but just for the viewers, they might want to know.
Yep.
First time to Hillsboro. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, you'll have to look me up when you get here and give you the tour around. And and that goes kind of for any fan when they get here. I'll kind of try my best. We try to do the best fan kind of personal experience we can. And I kind of challenge any fans coming here to message me on our Facebook page, Hillsboro Charity Tractor Pull. Search it on Facebook. If you send me a message on the Facebook page when you get here, I'll see if I can spare a little time to connect with somebody that messaged me and say, hey, if you message me and say, hey, I want to go see Brad Moss's trailer in the hauler, and I'll be like, okay, meet me over there in 5 minutes, and I'll grab Brad and we'll talk to him and show him around. Or if you message me and say, hey, I've always wanted to meet Bill Leichner. I heard he just won a brand new mod. I want to see it. I said, okay, if I can make it work out, I'll meet you there and I'll get you up in the seat of Bill's new mod and take some pictures and talk to Bill. Them kind of fan experience things, we like to pride ourselves on that our pits are open and they're right behind the grandstands. So I challenge the fans out there and kind of, like I mentioned to you, message me when you get here on our Facebook page, and we'll see if we can do something you don't normally get to do at a truck and tractor pull. I know there's been a lot of people from Hillsboro that I've tried to get to educate them on just what we do down here. I've got them inside trailers before in the hauler to check them out, do tours, sit inside the vehicle, sit in the mini rods and the modified tractors, kind of see what they're like. So, Paul Romack.
Hey, Frank Shorefeld, you smart ass. Look right beside you. I'm sitting in the seat right beside you.
Yeah, there he is. But yeah, no problem. I challenge that. What else can we bring up?
Chris, who's announcing this weekend?
The announcers are Stacy Butson and John Strangley, and from the Badger State Tractor Pullers, and that should be Dan Mayer from the Pro Pulling League from New York. Those three have been the trio of announcers for the last couple of years. And as far as the announcers go, the John and Casey have a kind of a lifetime invitation to announce here at the poll for as long as they can, and who knows, maybe when they can't, maybe I'll get in there and do a little bit of announcing too. Who knows? For Super Farm tractors, non-champions tour Super Farms can come to look. The only class that has a stipulation is the two-wheel drive trucks. Two-wheel drives are pre-commit points vehicles for PPL and Badger State. But Super Farm 4-1s, Pro Stocks, they're all open. The registration's open for anybody. I know we get a lot of 4-1s that come here for Saturday afternoon, and then the Saturday night there's no 4-1s, so they go to Norwalk and pull down the road. So we get that quite a bit.
But don't go up the mountain.
Definitely, if you're a puller around the area too, and you want to never have pulled on TV or something like that before, I know there's some pullers that have come out to Hillsboro that haven't pulled on the Champions Tour level before, or have been a chance to be on TV or something like that. It's a good opportunity for them to kind of do something different. So we welcome those folks.
Awesome.
Is there any good storylines emerging that you've heard of? Good rumors? Any of that good stuff?
I know, as far as I know, Bill Leichner told Don he was planning on the new mod coming up here. I was told right away that Friday night about 8 o'clock, 8:30. Got to get Bill another spot on the parking lot, so I had to change around my parking lot stalls. And I don't know how he did it, but apparently magically, like in a half hour, him winning the mod, he had another motor home lined up and ready to come up here. So I had to shift around some spots for him.
Probably got it from the same guy you won the tractor from.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very good possibility.
Yep. So looking forward to that. I know Simons will be here. I got 4 spots reserved for them, so they're going to be right behind the grandstands. So people that haven't got to see their vehicles before or their new Pro Stocks, invite them to come and see them and their haulers. I would say, discussion with some unlimited supers. That might be the other kind of unique storyline. The unlimited super stocks is one of the classes that's not here this year. And I don't know, some of them drivers will be up here to have a good time because I know they like to come here. The other thing is maybe Robbie Lemke's Pro Stock might make an appearance here. He tries to make an appearance here when he can. So that might be something to look forward to seeing him. The one disappointing, I know we get a lot on Facebook of people just kind of upset not getting to see the unlimited supers, and I am too because now we can't see the triple bypass in Hillsborough. Make it past people first time in history to have him here. So cross our fingers for next year for that.
Do you know exactly what classes you're going to have?
Yeah, I can. We're going to have the Silver Series 4.1 Limited Pros. And then we have the modified tractors, the lightweight super stocks, mini rods, super stock diesel trucks, pro stocks, super farm, and
two-wheel drive.
Two-wheel drive. Yep, super modified two-wheel drive. Those are the seven PPL classes. So a good mix of them. I know on each night session, Friday and Saturday night, it's mods, super farm, pro stock. It's those 3, and then the other classes switch around between the 3 sessions.
So no semis this year?
Yeah, no semis this year. No 4-wheel drive modified trucks, and no unlimited super stocks. Those are the 3 classes that we had to cut back from, moving it from 4 sessions to 3 sessions. And that was kind of a really tough decision to do. And a lot of it was because of the nervousness of basically the way the decision that we kind of had to think of it is as we're restarting the event this year after canceling it last year. We're taking the approach of this is a new year of like our first event. We're jump-starting the event, restarting the event. The sponsorship that we had to go out and ask for and get, we knew it was going to be a little different this year, hard to get. We had to get some new ones. Some ones from a couple of years ago wanted to, kind of had to do what they could do. So we kind of looked at it that way as we're restarting the event and plan to hopefully get back to all Champions Tour classes. And basically, someday I think you're going to probably see maybe the rumor starting I can start at night is maybe every Lucas Oil class offered at the charity pool some year. Just kind of decided to make it the Super Bowl.
That's making Colin.
When we had all 10 Champions Tour classes, we were the only pool in the country that had all 10 Champions Tour classes in one weekend. And I think it'd be nice to. I think we're kind of working that way to have every PPL class again, and to be the only one in the country that can do it. But with that, I guess I turn it back over. And camp, there's still camping available as well. Colin wants the Silver Series Light Pro Stocks to be here. I think that's definitely one that's well in the works of happening. So be looking for that. But other than that, I turn it back over to you guys and Ryan, and I got to go out and paint some lines because, like I said, I got about probably around 4 hours. I see about 15 minutes ago, Don drove through and dropped off some more paint for us to keep going tonight. So we got about probably about 4 more hours painting the lines because, and then we're going to sit in the rain tomorrow and then get back at it Wednesday. And hopefully we'll probably see some pullers come here Wednesday night, and then Thursday night it'll really ramp up. Check our Facebook page, Hillsborough Charity Tractor Pull. We're doing some live streams of the haulers coming in, some pictures and updates throughout the week. So I invite you guys to head over there.
And any parking changes too.
Yep, any parking changes too. So for the pullers, I was going to mention if there's pullers watching or pullers that get to see this, the grass is drying, but it's too wet for haulers today. Hopefully by Thursday it's dry for most of the haulers. But I would say the 4-1 limited pro stocks are probably going to park at the high school parking lot, and probably some mini rods and some 2-wheel drive trucks. So stay tuned for that. But you folks know who you are. Some 2-wheel drives, mini rods, and 4-1s is what I'm thinking right now. I'm going to have park in the high school parking lot, and they kind of know what I mean when I say that. It's not the most fun thing, but the weather is not in our favor today. Hopefully by Thursday it is. But,
Still barely getting pulled off.
yeah, we're not parking anybody in the mud. Sure, we can tell you that. But I'm going to sign off, get back to work. It'll be a bunch of long nights for me, and I tell you one thing: as much as I love polling, guys, by Saturday night, I kind of despise polling a little bit, and I'm ready for after this week. But and I can't even take a break because I go to Norwalk on Sunday afternoon and I announce the farm poll, and that's about a 5-hour long poll of farming and tractors that I get to announce in Norwalk on Sunday. So I have tractor pulling going on for about 4 or 5 days in a row this week. But
Don't we all?
it's summertime. We all love it.
No rest for the
Middle
weary.
of hell
buddy.
weeks.
Yep, that's right. Thanks, guys, for having me on here. We'll see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you this weekend. Thanks, Chris.
Buddy.
I kind of despise pulling. That might be the quote of the night.
It has its moments.
I think at
Amen,
some,
brother.
I think
Amen.
at some level we all hit a saturation point at some point during the year.
Yep, that is a fact. And
This is my
then in
third
like
time.
October, we're like wishing for all of it again.
Basically my
I
third
don't know
hell
about
week in
you,
a row,
but
so
some
I'm
of us
kind
are
of there.
still pulling in October.
Nope, not here. Guess what? Maybe we could. There's a possibility.
Kind of what I
Cool.
was thinking. I was hoping.
Yeah, well, I know what you're talking about. All right, who else do we have?
We've got Cody. Cody is I think he knows a few of you guys, and I know he watches the show. Cody is a close friend of mine. Cody is for those of you who have not seen me or heard me say this before, Cody can shoot circles around me with one arm tied behind his back when he's about half drunk. I haven't put that to the test yet, but we did get him drunk once.
Allegedly.
He and I have been good friends for, I don't know, 2.5 years now, and we've shot a lot of polls together. And this weekend, I said, "What you got going on?" He said, "Nothing really. What are you doing?" I said, "Well, we're going to McLeod, Kansas, and you're coming with." And that's exactly what we did. And this was his first time at the Kansas Summer Nationals, as it was for, well, none of the rest of us. Although it was Jason's first time and Doug Borth's first time. But they aren't here to tell us about their experience. So, Cody, wrap it up from your perspective. Good show?
Yeah, so Ryan told me it was a good show, but he didn't tell me how good. Bill and his crew down there do a fantastic job. I mean, the track conditions, the fans, the seating, the pullers, it just hands down was an awesome show. And the guys down there are great to work with. He didn't lie about the meal. The meal they had ahead of time was pulled pork and was on point. But I have to hand it to them guys down there. They do a fantastic job at the crew down there. So it was a good event. It was a lot of stuff. The rain held off, and it was an overall kind of a fun time.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time. I know we talked about it on the way back home, but there's a reason it's one of my favorite shows, and would love to get all the rest of you guys out there. Zelik and I know kind of. I mean, Ryan, you've been going to it longer than I have. Is that right? What was your first year?
This was my 4th year out there.
Okay, and it was my 3rd, so you've got a year on me. So you were there 2 years before they put up the grandstand, right?
Yep.
So you had 2 years of hillside seating?
Yep, and then them fighting the trees on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made it work, but they crammed it in there.
They do, but they do make it work. And I guess from my perspective, and probably Cody's as well, and Brent's if he ever comes down, the trees kind of play in our favor right around sunset. They make for some awfully pretty photos.
Yeah, they work for the beauty shots, as I call them.
So, Yarn, when are you coming down?
Well, after Hammond got rained out, I was very if I could have made it on time, I would have drove down. But I would have got there at about 8:30, and yeah, I don't know. I wish I would have known that Hammond would have been rained out ahead of time, because I could have hopped in with Doug and Jason and Mike and all those guys and went down. But unfortunately, they waited a little too long on pulling the pin, and then I tried to go down to Warren, Illinois, a little Badger State, and pulling gods told me no. So ran into flooding, and then if I would have left anyways, I would have ran into a tornado. So either way, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to get down to Sedalia for the Missouri State Fair. That's in the works. So, and then it starts a big week for me, because I'm also going to go to the Iowa State Fair and then go out to Bowling Green, Ohio. So,
there is a way you could have. I mean, Charles and I immediately know of a way that you could have been on time.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Sell that truck and get a faster car.
Yeah, but I got 3 weeks ago, I got pulled over twice in a week, so not having good luck right now with cops. So
Well then,
Uh-oh.
but hey,
Yeah,
I haven't gotten a ticket yet, so knock on wood.
I would say you're having just fine luck with cops, and don't push it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I told
Cody and I were making great time on the way down, and then we saw the big red truck and the hauler parked on an off ramp, and like, oh crap, what's this? And we're 40 minutes south of Des Moines, and I called Jason. He didn't pick up his phone and went to voicemail, and so I called Doug, and Doug picks up the phone just laughing, and I'm like, what's the matter with you? He's like, well, we're trying to teach Jason how to drive the semi again. It's been like 2 years. I'm like, oh, say no more. He's like, yeah, there's a learning curve there.
yep.
So we pulled over a few minutes later and waited for them to come past us, and then we ran blocker for them for a little while. I hope Kara doesn't check the nose of her Audi, because I might be paying for a new paint job on the nose, but whatever.
Don't put that out there.
Huh?
You don't want to put that out there.
I didn't say I was, but Jason, driving a truck on bags, and with a hauler when you haven't done it in a while, I guess, sometimes you kick up a rock or two.
Oops.
My teeth were chattering.
That
Rumble
too.
strips.
I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah, that too. A lot of that. A lot of Pickle Lane. But
Yep.
I'm not in the position to judge. I've never driven a semi in my life. I don't have the foggiest idea how. So
That could be entertaining to watch that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not planning on learning on the W9, but we'll see what happens.
A 10-speed's not that hard to drive. That's a good one to learn on.
There we go. So, Doug, maybe sometime we can we'll take the shop truck, the beater shop truck, and you can teach me how to drive it.
Is there such a thing?
No, there isn't. That's what I was laughing about.
Then again, after seeing your driving, I'd probably be nervous letting you drive a big rig too.
Really? Are we going there?
Wow. Shots fired.
To recall a meme that was batted around Gordyville a few years ago. Did you die?
No, I really
Okay.
wasn't worried, but I thought I had road rage in the city at times. So
Oh, I might have road raged a little bit. I don't know. I have a problem with people who, figure out where you're going and go there, and do not come on to 435 or 635 at 35 freaking miles an hour and expect me not to, lay on the horn and drive around you very angrily. You're putting people in a dangerous
Welcome to
situation.
Detroit at all hours.
Yes, exactly. And it happens in Des Moines too, but we drive those people off the road or drive around them, one of the two.
I kind of thought it was just that, us out rural country guys get mad at the city drivers, but yeah.
No, the
Lisa,
city
I
kid
don't
gets
know
mad
if it'll be
at
at BG or not. They were at Tiffin, fired the tractor in the pit area, and something backfired and blew the injector hat apart. So I don't know if they'll be back or not.
Yikes.
No, can't believe it.
What is Clark doing?
Yeah, I don't know what he's.
I just had to go unplug our paint sprayer nozzle, and I got a message from Robbie Lemke. It says he's coming to Hillsboro to pull. Robbie and the new
Attaboy,
generation.
Robbie.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Nice.
Breaking news.
Yeah, Robbie just let me know he's going to be here this weekend with the Pro Stock.
Is he bringing it?
Chris with the hot take.
Yeah. You heard
Yeah.
it here first.
I'm sure John Link's tractor will be up here too. He's been here before, so he'll be here with
Yeah.
Robbie will be helping with that, or Sean Boyd, or somebody will be. So hopefully we have
That'll be a big class.
hopefully about 25, 28 Pro Stocks hoping for. And
Wow.
I'm thinking about 30 super farms probably this year. It's going to be a big super farm class,
Mm-hmm.
biggest we've ever had, I think, this year.
Hey, you mentioned Clark. You mentioned Brad Moss. Do you know something that we don't?
Oh yeah, see, he's a
That was an example.
He's a favorite that I always like to go show his hauler off. Now, will he be here? Probably. He'll probably be here. Will he be driving a tractor? I think there's only one that comes with Peter Norton now, isn't there? So probably not. But yeah. Now I don't think he'll have a new tractor here, but
I know the tractors. I know it's still in a process of being built, and I didn't think that they were done farming yet. So
yeah.
but I figured
Yeah,
I'd
I
ask.
know. Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if Brad's up here to check it out and help out and be around, but it's always fun when he's up here. That's about all. Gosh, I don't know any exciting news other than the mods. It should be one of the biggest modified classes of the summer up here, it sounds like, so looking forward to that. I don't know what there'll be, maybe 13, 12,
They've
13.
been averaging like 13.
Yeah, so I expect we
Maybe
might
15.
get
I was
some.
gonna say 15 or 16 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we sometimes we'll get a couple outlaw ones or some from out west in Iowa to come out to pull here. So we might have 16 or 17, maybe 18 mods. So
Boy, I wonder when the last time we had a class like that was.
yeah, especially with 3 turbines. I'm sure barges should have a few turbines and a bunch of Hemis.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I look forward to it. And the other big one is the lightweight super stock. That class is at big numbers where all you guys have been at throughout the summer. So,
Yes, it is.
and the one thing in that class, I don't know if Colton Whitworth listens, but he's had some really, really bad luck in Hillsboro in the past here with his tractors for whatever reason. He just hasn't ever done very good. But this year he's on a tear. I'm looking forward to seeing him when he rolls in with his big NK Express hauler. He's gonna hear it from me. He's gonna get some cheering. So hopefully he does good.
Well, maybe find a little 40-20 tractor and paint it white, and then
Yeah,
I don't know, smash it
around.
with a hammer so that
Yeah.
Colton's tractors are spared.
we should. We should paint. Yeah, we should paint a tractor up to look like his and tow him around.
Oh, there you go.
The other,
That's a Michigan Super Farm.
yeah, in Michigan Super Farm. See, yeah, Rob says, I think, Rob, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we should have over 30, maybe 35 Super Farms.
Yeah, and there's
The other
4
one-
California tractors this year.
Yeah.
Especially throwing all the benches.
Yeah, we've had a few new Super Farms in Wisconsin pulling with Badger State, so I'm sure they'll be here. The other thing is Schrammic's Pro Stock. I think he should be outgoing right now, so that'll be the first time that they've been here.
Yeah.
Yes, at all. I think it's the first time they've ever going to be pulling here. So look forward to welcoming them in.
They put last weekend in Washington, Missouri, so
yeah.
got to see them.
Yep.
So they'll be here for new.
I think I know of one light super that's never pulled in Hillsborough before that should be mentioned it. So
Good. Yep.
John Deere, I'll leave it at that.
A deer. Yeah, that's. I look forward to that. I hope that's good. And the mini rods. There's a father and son team from California that comes out here from to pull from California. Usually, they said sometimes they come about every other year. So I'm hoping they make the trip out to come pull as well. So should have stuff from all over. I don't know any other. I can't think of any other rumors to start on people coming, but it's got to be something.
Yeah, make something up. We'll get people talking a little bit.
The only other rumor I would start is I don't know who's driving Don's Super Farm at the charity pool. I don't know who's going to drive it. It might not be Don. It might be somebody else. First time driver.
They're going to put you in the seat?
No, she might make her first appearance.
Cool.
Champions Tour. So that's a possibility.
That'll be quite the debut.
Yeah, February. Yeah. So, yeah, she just got her driver's license. I think she's PPL eligible now, starting this week.
Yep.
That might be something to look forward to. Other than that, that's it. Let's just go forward. Yeah. But
Sounds like a plan, Mr. Clark.
I really got to get going now because if we look outside, it's dark. It's dark now. The sun is down, and yeah, we haven't had much productivity on the pits. Yeah, so I gotta go crack the whip.
You're being a great supervisor right now.
That's right. We have our paint nozzle keeps plugging up, and I gotta keep sticking my hand in there and unplugging them.
You're in for a long night.
Yeah, that's right. See you guys.
See ya.
See,
All the
dude.
blood, sweat, and tears on those lines.
Again.
$20. He's back again in 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty good odds. Pretty good odds.
That's
Yep.
probably good. Yeah.
Well, the last time he came back, he had some pretty good rumors. Maybe he'll come up with some new ones now.
There you go. There you go. So, Cody, do you go to a lot of pulls then?
Yeah, so I've been to, I don't even know how many this year. It's going to get real crazy here pretty quick because, so let's think we shot West Fair, and then we shot Atlantic, and then it went to down to McLeod, and then it'll be Red Oak. Iowa's having Nebraska bush pullers come in, so I'm about 15 minutes away from Red Oak, so I figured I better go shoot that one. I had an opportunity for Garth Brooks tickets that I almost snagged instead.
You made the right choice. You
I
made the right choice.
made sacrifice for that one.
No, you
And,
didn't. You made the right choice. I'm here to say it. Garth Brooks sucks. I said it. Don't at me. Everybody
Don't
gets all
at me.
excited about Garth Brooks. I'm like, what is the big damn deal?
So
Come on, bring the
And then,
comment. Bring the noise.
I know it's easy to play around.
Let it all out, Paul. Let it
I
all
feel like
out.
we hit a
Just get it. It is so bad that if there is a Garth Brooks song that comes on the radio, I cannot change the station fast enough. That's how bad it is. I can hear it from a mile away. I don't do Garth Brooks. Never have. Never will.
You're definitely not standing outside the fire then.
But we're definitely
Whatever
filing that
If it
away.
means I'm not a Garth
Will.
Brooks fan, it's 100% truth. Oh my gosh, Garth is watching. Brad, I am not sorry. Hashtag not sorry.
Here's a sound man at the next poll. I want to see him play some Garth and see what happens.
Oh,
Yes.
we can arrange that.
That'll be his lead-up
Oh.
song.
We'll never, ever go to a Garth Brooks concert. Don't want to. We'll never. No.
Paulie, it doesn't matter because we know enough announcers with the group that you pull with that we can make your intro music that summer, or
You would
come
be
up with something
surprised. You'd be surprised at how little I can hear when I got the helmet on. And
don't
if there
care.
is, yeah, you know what? That's fine. If I don't hear it, I can live with it.
yeah,
Well,
we'll also
I'll get your helmet with
These
some
ears-
speakers.
These ears just start like, I don't know. They start bugging out if they hear that stuff come on the radio, and I'm like, I'm done.
He'll pull up to the sled and just keep on driving.
Yeah, I'll just back up and I'll be, oh, sorry, I'm out. Keep my money. It's fine.
I'm kind of thinking we can, if he's, got his head in a helmet and he's trying to drive his tractor, I feel like the five of us control the narrative.
Bring the noise. You better whatever that music is coming out of. If I hear it on the track, you better watch out for whatever piece of equipment that is, because I will bring a hammer.
All right, so
Amen, brother. Hammers can be used.
so every video clip he posts from now on out, it's getting overdubbed.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, every TikTok video is going to be a Garth.
every single one. Oh,
Great.
this will be fantastic. Oh, this is great. Paul, you should have kept your mouth shut.
No, I can't. I cannot. That is one thing I
Clearly.
cannot do. It happens. It's like a reaction. I cannot control it. It's just there. Garth Brooks sucks. And Andy Gerball agrees with me. He said it right there in the comments. Me and Andy out on the island by ourselves. It's fine. Good with it. Just say no to Garth. What the hell ever.
What about Chris
All right,
Gaines?
so trying to
Move on.
the wheels back
Yes.
on the bus here.
Matt
man,
Hart,
I'm gonna get you some
Matt Hart, I see
Garth
you.
Brooks fans.
I see you, Matt
Cody,
Hart.
you're in Red Oak this weekend, and then when do I see you next? That must the State Fair, right?
Yep, State Fair, and then out to good old Nebraska, Winsner, Nebraska.
This is Get Calling, coming strong with the game. Yeah. That's my boy, Blue.
Oh, we will have fun with this. I promise you. We will
Bring
have
it.
lots of fun
Bring
with
it.
I think we're on the
Apparently he
right
does
path
not
for
have
getting
friends in
tractor
local
now.
I
Huh?
think I think I finally know how to get a TikTok video to go viral now. Just tag Paul
Uh-huh.
and saying Gates Garth Brooks.
Yep.
I won't watch it. I'm telling you, you won't get my view.
We got to get a reaction video.
And
to
everything
Garth Brooks music
from
video.
now on that you guys send or I see is all suspect. So if I even hear it, you ain't get my view.
This is, we can clip out of this video. Don't worry. We don't
That's
need a
fine.
reaction video.
That's fine. You see
Oh,
nothing.
but the reaction, the blind react with him would be phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I'm not here for it.
We'll just feed him full of liquor and just put him in front of his phone and we'll have fun
Well,
with
that's just cheating. And you can't. No.
that. All's fair in love and war, buddy.
All right, game on. Let's do it.
So, trying.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on, and it's either we either move on or we got to mute him.
Well, here, let me help you.
Let the record state that Paul put himself in timeout. Paul, how was your weekend? Did you go pulling anywhere?
I did not go pulling anywhere. I actually went. We had a weekend off. We decided we were going to go visit some of Misty's family in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville. And
Right.
I know. I hear about it every time.
And you'll hear about it
but-
at Hillsboro just because you said it that one time.
Whatever. Bring it. But I went to I kind of went to the Street Rod Nationals. I haven't been there. So my background, like growing up, was not necessarily my background. My mom and dad were into cars, old cars. My dad has my mom has a 39 Hudson. with a 327 in it, street rod. My brother has a 28 Chevy that's under construction, has been for a while. It's got a Jaguar rear end. It's going to have a Mustang 2 front end, all street rodded out. And then I actually have a 57 Chevy truck, big back window, that has not even really been started on, but I came from cars. So we used to go to all these car shows, and it's kind of changed since then, because then I believe it was pre-49 was the era that you had to be to go to the show. Well, this was not pre-49. I mean, they had muscle cars in there, and we went down this long street on the south side of the fairgrounds there at Freedom Hall, and the kids were and the adults who had been, drinking some of that I Love Garth Brooks juice. We're throwing water on the streets, and of course everything was there. It was just burnout city. The cops were letting it happen. It was kind of cool. We cruised down through there. It was a little bit congested. Then I was with Misty's cousin's husband, and we were driving around, and he said, I just got a message from one of my workers. They're at some, strip mall. And this was Fast and Furious style. They were lined up everybody was headlights towards the center in a big, huge square. And people just go out there and they just burn the shit out of their tires. I mean,
I did wonder where that video came from.
Back and forth, crazy stuff. There was motorcycles rolling through there, just laying. Guys are holding the front ends and they're just smoking the tires off. Guys out there doing, all kinds of crazy stuff. So it was pretty cool. Hadn't seen anything like that ever. So, yeah, we stuck around and watched that a little bit, and then we left. But it was a good weekend. It's kind of the calm before the storm. We're getting ready. We've been having a lot of hooks. We had ours on the dyno today. Made some pretty good horsepower gains. So we're going to put it back together tomorrow night. Maybe hook it Wednesday night with IPA. And then Thursday morning, Mr. Brent Shorefide and I and Misty are all headed to Hillsboro, Wisconsin. So we kind of took a weekend off, and then it's going to get crazy. Then next week we've got the Illinois State Fair. Assuming that I'm going to go ahead and say it, dumbass governor doesn't cancel it too. But yeah, we've got ITPAs up there. I think they don't have much this week, but next week they have the State Fair, and then we've got a day or so off. And then we go to Pinckneyville for the American Threshermen Association show, and that thing is going to be freaking awesome. So I'll give you a little bit. It's in Pinckneyville, Illinois, the Perry County Fairgrounds. They have steam engines that are going to be running around doing field demonstrations. They have tractors that are doing field demonstrations. There's tractors that you've never seen before, like some experimental tractors. I believe John Deere is one of the featured tractors this year. 3 nights of ITPA polling. We pull Thursday night. The Little Bad Alice is going to pull Friday night, and then all the 618 tractors will pull either Friday night, or most will pull Friday night and Saturday night. There's going to be a bunch of pro stocks there. They will hook a Case 110 steam engine to the sled every night. They shovel a whole bunch of sawdust into the boiler, and they pull that thing down the track, and it's a spark show like you've never seen. They turn the lights down. There is talk. The guy that owns the steam engine, we actually have made some parts for. He's a good friend of my uncle's, and we've made some parts for it. I may be able to convince him to let me get on that steam engine with him and go live. If not, I'm going to try to go live to show everybody what it's about. If you've never seen a steam engine do a spark show, it's really cool, and they do it every night there at the show. But there is a tractor swap meet. There is tractors for sale. There's just a general swap meet, antique things for sale. There's a steam engine. I think it's a steam engine museum right across the street. I know a whole bunch of pro stocks that are going to be there. So it's going to be a great show. If you guys are looking for something to do next weekend, Pinckneyville, Illinois, check it out.
Have you reached out to Church of Speed on that yet?
No.
Church of Speed is kind of, I don't know, how would you describe it, Charles? Kind of alt hot rod, just general.
Oh, this
general hooliganism. He posted a picture of a steam engine doing a spark show, and he says, "Where the heck are these things? I want to see one."
I'll do that.
It would be worth your time in hollering at him. Now,
I'll get a hold of
granted,
him.
it's also
So they do-
weeks and
Yeah, as you say, Nicky's at Bonneville, but I'm sure he'd perk his ears up for it anyway.
yeah.
Well, there's not only do they do that, so they have steam engines doing demonstrations. They have a lot of stuff, a lot of equipment that is belt driven. So they'll park a steam engine out there or something else, and they'll drive it off a belt. They've got a dyno out there that they can pull these steam engines down with on the belt. They have a sawmill that runs. They have a wood planer that is actually very cool. They will plane, or they'll make veneer. So they'll have a great big log. It's probably 3 to 4 foot long, and they roll that thing off, and that stuff comes off like paper. They're adjusting and pushing those knives in just ever so slightly. It rolls that, it peels that wood right off of there. They have threshing demonstrations. They got broom corn demonstrations. Any of that old time farming stuff. They did a dyno poll a couple of years ago. I think the last time they had it, where they hooked 5 steam engines together by the belt and pulled them down on the dyno. They were all hooked together, and then it was something to see. There's belts everywhere. You can't follow it with your eyes because there's twists in belts and there's all kinds of other crazy shit going on. But it is something that you have to see, and they do a great job. The pulling down there is freaking awesome. Richard Farthing is the pull superintendent. I have seen it rain like 1.5 inches in the afternoon, track uncovered, and he builds one of the best pulling tracks right after that. I mean, they know how to do it down there, and it's a great time. Check it out. If you can't check it out, stay tuned to their Facebook page, American Thresherman Association. They'll be doing updates, I'm sure, all throughout there, pulling anywhere from antiques to pro stocks. So going to be an awesome time.
Speaking of tracks, here's something I'm kind of curious about. I'm noticing this, and I'm curious if you guys are as well. Places that we go to that have a reputation of being a power track seem to have really benefited from having a year off. Are you guys seeing that too?
Everywhere.
Mhm.
Yes. And that's why Chris was talking about Hillsboro and the turnout and stuff like that. If this follows suit, there's only been I can't even say that. I don't think there's been any pulls that I've seen or been to this year that have not seen almost record crowds. I mean, everybody usually has a decent turnout at some of these, but there have been some really, really great crowds at these pulls this year. And I don't know if it's a reset from last year or what, but it's awesome to see. Pullers love to pull in front of these packed stands.
Yeah, well, crowd, but also, physically the track as well too. I'm seeing tracks that they're back to life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They used to be a 300-foot dyno and hadn't been in the last few years. They are again, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good. I guess this would be like kind of entering the last half of the season, June and July, and now we're into August, September.
We are there.
Yep. How, I don't know. It seems like it's flown by.
Mhm.
Sure is.
Always does.
So,
All right,
So what
fellas, let's hear about it.
yes.
Tell us about
That
mod.
was 10 out of 10. Would do it again. That was
I
a
figured
blast.
that.
Yeah. Huge thanks to Jim Martell for letting me get on the old Simon Says Show No Mercy and go for a ride. And I'd say the pull itself was probably the easiest part, and it was the most expected part. Everything he told me the tractor was going to do, it did. He said it would move right when you roll it out. It did. He said the brakes are going to be touchy because they were built for 8,000 horsepower, not 1,400. They were. But the run itself, just, to me, that was the easy part. What I was not prepared for really was just how subtle you really got to be to move one of these things around in the pit area. You even just kiss the throttle, and she's going to 5,000 RPM, and you're going to go through the trees. You got to be real gentle with it. So that was a bit unexpected, but I'll tell you, when it was all said and done, that's probably the calmest I've been in over a year. That just felt great. I can show you I finally, while we were on tonight, I found a good video of the run from outside. Get this.
Look at that distance.
Nice.
Yeah, I finished second in the class behind Jim's other orange tractor. He got me by about a foot. And I kind of want that run back because when it started moving right, I tapped that left brake to bring it around, and that had brought it too far. And so then further down track, I had to get on the right brake again to keep it in bounds. So I kind of want that one again. But
yeah, you just want another pass. That's what I heard.
Yeah. He wanted
Can't blame
to drive
you.
the black one, but he drew test hook with the orange one. He looks at me at one point and goes, "You sure you want to drive the black one?" I'm like, "Well."
I could go and turn that hook down and take a slinking pass.
I could, but yeah, totally worth it. It was nice to get that feeling of everything that a driver goes through again, to do this. And I think when you turn the microphone on, it makes me better, knowing and understanding everything that they're going through. And it's nice to also have some affirmation that some of the things I've always commented on and said about how these things behave and what it's like to drive one, it's actually true. So, yeah, good experience and very grateful to have had it.
Did you get nervous at all?
The only thing I was nervous about was just making sure I got backed in straight. And then after, I moved it around pits, I just wanted to really concentrate on not being too aggressive with the throttle, because I didn't want to. Last thing I want to do is A, break the tractor, and 2, hurt somebody. So that was getting backed in was probably my only nervousness. But once the hook was in, I just chilled right out and concentrated on doing what I was there to do. And yeah, I loved it. And I liked that I was able to have the GoPro on the helmet too and play it back. Here's something I did not consciously realize at the time. I was concentrating on steering with the brakes so much, I didn't realize I was even turning the steering wheel with its movements. It was just automatic. So I watched it back. I'm like, I don't remember doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My first hook was the same way. I'm like, I was not nervous at all. And it went by so fast that I was like, damn, all I could think was, well, I didn't get nervous. And man, I want to do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, well, okay. I backed into the sled, didn't ram the thing. I didn't get nervous on the line because I knew it was like, well, it's a new tractor. We don't know what the hell to expect. But yeah, it's weird because when you're up there and you're hooked in, they drop that chain, drop the hook on you. You're like, okay, let's go down the track. Let's do this.
Here's the onboard. This is basically what I saw.
Yeah, they don't have much of a stall in that.
No.
Damn, that looks fun.
Charles, does Jim? He's single engine only now, right?
Yeah, his 2 tractors are both single engine, and that's kind of, he's wanting to support the thumb class. Friday night at that hook, we actually had all 5 modifieds that are in the area were there. First time this summer, we've had all of them out. He's got, I don't know, 3 or 4 other chassis at the shop that are being refurbished to be sold. Some of them are ones you definitely know the history on them. I'll tell you guys maybe off, but I don't know if he wants to let out exactly what he's got going on right now. But
so what I heard was one of those could have Charles's name on it.
Maybe even that one. I don't know.
There you go. Now we're talking. Let's plant this seed. Let it grow.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad I got to do it, and it was a busy weekend of pulling. Even besides that, Thursday night went down to Monroe for Region 2 NTPA. It was actually a pro national hook down there. 2 tracks like normal. Little bit light on iron. sort of surprised at that, but I also know in a few of the classes there's a lot of breakage issues going on. In this area right now, I think probably 20% of the super farms built are out of commission, and there's a rash of broken billet cranks out there in that class. And speculation kind of is that there was a bad batch of cranks got out. I'm not trying to say anybody did a bad job. There must have been something in the metal that no one knew about that's causing this, because billet cranks in a super farm, they just shouldn't be breaking, and they are. So that kind of hurt numbers a little bit. Went to Deckerville with Thumb's program, good about a 5-hour show there, and then Saturday night Huron County Fair, we had about a 6-hour program, and I wasn't doing anything there except being a pit monkey for some street stock diesel guys. It was going to be a local class. A bunch of us were going to get together anyway and sort of do a camp out weekend, hang out with each other and go pull. And one of the guys who was supposed to be here and in that was in a very bad semi-wreck in Idaho a week ago Friday. And so we kind of went up there to do it for him and try to get him video of all of us doing our thing out there. I didn't pull. I was the guy on the camera for that part of it, and sent that off to his mom and his sister to play for him. You know, he's pretty heavily sedated still. He's got a long road ahead, but it just to be something that he could hear and, you know, get that familiarity. So it was nice to be able to do that for him.
So that was a thumb puller that you were driving at?
Yeah, that was a thumb class. We run for the mods. We run it as a combo class, light limited super stock and modifieds pulled together. And it sounds like crazy, but it actually works. And I think the reason that it works is with the modifieds, we keep them held way back. Pretty much your combo is 2 NA big blocks or a single blown big block. And we cut them back at standard Helix supercharger too. So they're not making crazy power, and it fits together pretty good with the light limiteds.
So your friend is making progress though?
Yeah, slowly. When they lift the sedation off of him, he can respond he hasn't woken up, but he will respond to commands. He'll respond to his sister and his mom. So it'll be good, but it's gonna take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some diesel trucks singing in the background will definitely help, I would think. So all the best to your friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, he's a tough hombre, so if anybody can get through this, he can.
Good deal. So where are you going to be this weekend?
Thursday, I will be at the fairgrounds in Bay City with Mid-Michigan Mini Pullers. They're a garden tractor and small mini rod group. Everything from stock garden tractors up to their top classes, big tire, small block mini. So I think it's going to be the only show I'm going to do with them this year. So I'll go do that. Friday night, I go to your hometown, Ryan, and go do the Fremont Fair with West Michigan Pullers.
I hoped you were going back there.
Absolutely. I would never miss that show. It's a neat fairgrounds. The arena is a pretty intimate place. They bring every class in front of the announcers stand and stage them there. So all the pullers are in the arena for their class, and they fill that place to the rafters of people. So it'll be another really good time there again this year. And then Saturday, I'll be in Zeeland, Michigan for the Rust and Dust event, second annual. Most of the classes are West Michigan pullers, but it's an independent event. The guys at Valley Truck Parts are kind of behind that and make that happen.
Nice. So. Ride along with the Ghost?
I probably could hook that up. I was offered the chance to go for a ride where were we, in Blanchard earlier this year, but my son was with me, so I said, you know what? I get to see you a half dozen times a year. He's here, take him instead. So that's what we did.
Nice. Yeah, the my hometown show, I always feel guilty that I can't come back and that I can't get back to shoot it. It's a pretty unique atmosphere, and I know most of you guys have never seen pictures of it. Charles, obviously he's there, and I have my memories of it, but It is a super short track. Like,
Yeah.
think indoor length. Think like, what is it, 250?
They've actually managed to stretch it a little bit in recent years, but you won't see anybody going past 280 there.
Yeah. So, I mean, think indoor track, and sled hits hard, and it's a good place to go and find out what your truck is made of.
Mm-hmm. It'll break you. I mean, they usually have a street stock diesel class, and I guarantee we'll put 3 or 4 yokes in the dirt easily.
Yeah, it is. There's a reason that I always say "Welcome to the Drive Shaft Show." It's because that's what I grew up watching when it was street stock gas trucks. Do they still run those?
I don't think we've had a street stock gas class in a while. There maybe, but I don't seem to remember that. It's just the mod gas, the sanction class.
Yeah, there were a couple of guys who always seemed to do real well there. Paul Keel was one of them. He was a local cement concrete worker who, if I remember right, and if I get this wrong, I'm going to catch hell for it. But if I remember right, he was a big block Ford guy, and he would absolutely destroy a truck to win. And there were a few times where he darn near had to, because we had another guy in town who would show up with 2 or 3 Dodges, John Petts, and nobody ever knew exactly what was under the hood. It was before the days of, I think real heavy tech inspection, and I have the feeling that John was probably just smoky eunuch enough to hide anything that could be found. But a little quote unquote 318 Dodge won a whole lot of street stock gas truck classes that it had absolutely no business winning.
Yeah, it looks like there's no promoter option classes for Fremont this year. It's just all Wolverine West Michigan puller classes, except semis. No semis.
Gotcha. So does that mean we're going to see Jeff? Would he pull the Whitey out?
He might. He came in 19 last time we were there.
Yeah, that's kind of a hometown hook for him a little bit.
Yep.
And all he'd have to do is take the sand paddles off.
Yeah. Well, he did do it, and the truck ran great like it always does, but he found out how far that class has moved since he retired from it. It's Little Whitey's a mid-70s Ford. I'm not going to guess which year it is. And if I remember correctly, it's got a 514 SVO in it. He can't keep up with the 632s anymore.
No, but but for a long time, he was the one that everyone was trying to beat.
Yes, he was. He was back in the 2000s, he was the king of that class.
Mm-hmm. I still think it's funny. I used to go to church with Jeff, and Jeff comes from a fairly good-sized family. I think he has 4 brothers and sisters, and Becky, Sarah. Yeah. And every single one of those kids, the youngest of which is my age, drove that pickup truck to school. It was a white single cab F-150 long box. And by the time John, who's my age, was driving it to school, you could darn near see your daylight through the floorboards. And I remember riding in it with him once and thinking, boy, that's kind of sketchy. And after that, it kind of became, it did double duty as a farm truck for a long time, but it kind of got parked. And then Jeff bought it from his dad and started putting some money into it. And now it's a very sharp truck, and it'll run.
Hang on.
There it is.
Nice.
And it is still like quasi streetable ish.
Yeah.
Ish. For very, very short drives. Like I know where that video was taken, and about probably 2 miles away, there's an ice cream cone shop where he could go on date night if he was taking, one of his girls on a, daddy-daughter date. But Jeff has in recent years started putting sand paddles on that thing, and he'll haul it up to Silver Lakes to the sand dunes and go try and go have some fun with that. And he has a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
So.
And they changed the DNR changed the rules. They can drag race at Silver Lake again.
Really?
Yes. A lot of people are very happy about that.
Yeah, I wonder if our friend Mr. Gilliland is happy about that.
I would imagine so.
Does he still have that Jeep?
He's got a blown 60-something Chevy pickup.
I wonder if I've seen video of that.
I don't know if I've seen video of it either.
But he was that guy has pulling in his veins. As a matter of fact, he just bought his family's one of their first pullers, or maybe it was his first puller or his dad's first. It was a Farmall. There it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Todd did a nice job with that truck. But Todd,
and if I'm correct in saying this, his wife is the one who wrapped it.
I think that's true. So my family actually did a fair amount of his family owned a trucking company. They hauled a lot of produce. And as I think a lot of you guys, or as all of you guys know, I'm an apple grower's kid, and we have fruit storage. And Gerber's is headquartered, or was headquartered, in our hometown. And their trucks used to run out to our place all the time with apples, and we'd store them for Gerber's. So while they weren't, when they were stashing stuff away for making applesauce a little bit later, or apple juice, they would stash it and store it with us. So, and they had an NTPA Grand National, Regional National for sure, mod. They had two of them actually. One called the Suspicion of Ignorance, and then was it Suspicion 2?
I think so. I'm looking for pictures of it. It was the second one was an ex-Banter chassis.
And if I remember right, for at least a little while, maybe most of the time, they were running a 572, like a Donovan block.
The first version did, yeah. They had Donovans on it, and then the black one, I think, was all Chevys.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, there's the black one.
Yeah, that was in later years when they were when all the haulers were blue.
Now, in this picture, you will notice that he is no longer hooked to the sled.
Yeah.
He had a couple bad days with that one.
Looks like he's like riding a bull, like he's got one hand back and one hand on the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't think
his
that
hands
one
actually
hand back
looks
was on purpose either.
Yeah. That's the oh, this is gonna hurt face.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hang on.
And and Charles, you've got a video that actually has some footage of those mods, or at least one of them, where I think it was Todd driving it, wasn't it? When he got thrown off in Marshall or somewhere.
Charles, check the
Emily
chat.
City.
Check the private chat. I put it in there.
Oh, okay, yep.
And for those of you, while he's queuing this up, for those of you who have ever wondered where the roll cage rule came from, Charles did a very, very good deep dive into what actually brought that on. It's a 20-minute video that he's got on the Sidetrack channel that is very, very well worth watching. There's some
easiest way to find it
that'll
is
curl your hair a little bit.
Easiest way to find it is on my YouTube, which is just T-Post.
Is it?
Yeah.
I still think we need to get him on the show one night. Maybe sometime this winter.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I think he'd do it. I messaged him and asked him once. I think he'd do it.
And they used to run this. This you're going to see it in the two motors on. They'd run it that way in the 5500, and then put the third one on for the 72. I'm looking to see if I can find the launch video.
Here we go with our old pulling videos again.
Yeah.
I can think of a worse way to spend an evening.
I was gonna say we could sit and watch this for hours.
Well, it's either that or we can just put Garth on and just lock you in a room.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Paul out. Can't understand why anybody would like that man. Not the man, the songs, the singing.
I'm just waiting for somebody to change his alarm clock to Garth Brooks. See how fast he wakes up in the morning.
There's one that can only happen by one person. She knows better. Yeah.
Have you ever met her? She will throw you under the bus just for a laugh on principle.
She's probably planning it right now.
Exactly.
In the 5500 with 3 motors. I don't know how in the heck they got it light enough to do it, but they did it.
Oh. Yeah.
There's a reason Charles and I didn't warn you about that.
Yeah. Well, I saw it he had that in the video.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a crazy ride. Now, where was this at?
Emily City, about 20 minutes north of me.
Okay, that's what Lisa's commenting about.
Yep. Crazy.
Yeah. Ugh.
Glad we don't
Amazing
do
how
that
far
anymore.
the sport has come.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Because we all like getting action shots. We all have some photographer in us, and we all love action shots. Sure as hell don't love them. Love stuff like that, though.
Yeah, that's another thing I can say that I never got the chance to drive anything like what I did Friday night back in the pre-roll cage era. So I don't know, maybe it was just taken for granted back then, but there is a sense of peace, I guess, about having that cage around you and pulling those straps in tight and just knowing that it's there to keep you protected if something goes wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the, you see different styles of cages where, some of them you see the guys in there and they're like this. I'm thinking, yeah, man, I don't know about all that. But whenever you see rides like that, you're like, oh, he's wrapped in his little shell here. He's gonna be all right. He's belted in like he He should be. It's the big ones on those wild rides where they get in there and they start whipping around.
Oh yeah.
That as tight as you want them belts, it seems like, if you take a bad ride or you see somebody take a bad ride, it's almost not enough. You're because those I've seen people knocked out with their helmets getting hit on the cage. I mean, it's a scary deal when that tractor comes to a stop and that head's down like that. It's kind of unnerving, but everything seems to work anymore like it's supposed to, or we hope it does, and by and large it should and does.
Yeah, I'm a fan of seeing guys pad their cage. I'd love to see more guys do it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more people like in drag racing where they have like the full like the half.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, Charles. You probably would know, but it's,
yeah, they've got the
your
ISP halo.
side of it.
Yeah, a number of the mini guys do. A lot of them, the minis have them.
Yeah. Well, mini rods are known for getting a little crazy.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't seem like. I mean.
Well, if you can pull that video from overseas yesterday at was it Maine's Power Pole, the Vampire, was it the Vampire or the Riddle team?
Yes.
And they made the pull off, and it looked like I watched the Lombardas. They made like a thing from the weekend that they just posted, and it seemed like almost every one of those mini rods started duck walking and got a little squirrely at the starting line, and it just happened that they couldn't keep it under control, and they tipped her over and went on a pretty wild ride.
Yeah. That's some interesting information that Lisa has just posted about.
I wondered when someone would do that.
Yeah, there's a handful of guys who do.
Yep. The
I've
Fighters
had
have
a
incorporated
conversation with, and I don't know if he's right or wrong. I haven't studied it enough to know. From what my understanding of the Hans device, it's mainly meant to restrain your head in a forward-back motion. We kind of need something that's going to be better as a lateral side-to-side. And I know there's a couple different versions of Hans out now. Maybe there is something that would be much more appropriate for pulling, or at least better suited to it anyway.
Speaking of wild rides and things, I know all you guys saw the Nebraska Bush incident.
Yeah.
It was good to see that the safety equipment all worked like that when a tractor came apart last, I don't know, what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday? That motor, immediately went dead, and super thankful that David didn't bash his, head on the steering wheel as it went forward.
Yeah.
So,
and there's a lot of questions about it, about the hows and the whys and all of that. And one of the things that I like to do, I don't like to do, but when that happens, I tend to want to hear certain people's perspectives on it. And the first guy that I thought of was Mike Stinson at Ace Chassis. And Mike offers some really good advice or some good opinion on a lot of different things that could potentially cause that. Now, he's one to say right away he'd need more pictures, he'd need to look at it and study it a little bit more. But from the videos and all the angles that were out there, Mike offered some really good information. And one of the things that I think gets overlooked a lot and needs to be looked at is how you tie your tractors down on the road. It's something that, most guys are just thinking, is it going to move? But you don't think necessarily about frame flex, if you're just going to a local pull or whatever. But it's something to really, really take notice of and just, get some information on it. Mike had some great commentary. If you're not a member, Mike has a Facebook page and a chat or whatever it is, a group. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Mike offers some really good advice.
And if you
I don't notice really anybody, as far as tractor pullers go, with doing anything for going down the road. Truck pullers, yeah, they'll jack up the weight box and support it, but the other stuff, no, I don't see it done.
I don't either.
Sorry, Brent, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. If you do join his that group, he did put what he does believe was the cause of what was the fault for that tractor, and pretty much splitting it in half. So obviously, we don't really want to speculate on anything. So if you're curious on what Heath has to say, just join it. It's called Ace Workplace, I believe. It's a group on Facebook, and you have to answer some questions and verify that you're not gonna, because he does share some project stuff in there. So he just wants to make sure that you're not going to share those to other people as well. So it's definitely a neat little thing, and he definitely has a lot of knowledge on chassis, and it's neat to get his inside point of view from it.
Yep.
So thus far, we haven't said anything incendiary or inflammatory enough to make pull-offs. So, Paul, you got the next 30 seconds. Make them count.
Well, really cool to see Bill Leishner win the mod from the Simons raffle. So can't wait to see what happens there. And going to Hillsboro this week for the first time. Pretty excited about that. And Garth Brooks sucks.
Was waiting for that.
And I'm done.
Nice. Brent, you must be headed the same place.
Yeah, so Thursday, I guess to wrap up my last week, the only pull I got to is Farley. So I was there for the mod raffle. Got over there just in time as RJ was just putting the stuff in, asked me about going live on Beer Money. So I went on there, and they got pretty much a random person that nobody knows about. He helps out with, he knew Roger, and I don't know the whole backstory, but he wouldn't have somebody that they didn't think would be like including the result. So he pulled it, and RJ knew instantly who won because the number was 69, and there was a whole inside thing about Bill being a dirty old man. In fact, when he picked the number because that's how old he was. So he knew right away who it was. He called him. He picked up right away, and Bill thought he was lying. And he's just like, so are you going to take the money, or are you going to take? He could have took also $100,300 in cash. Was the other option, that or the tractor. And when I heard RJ say, I kind of figured that would be your answer. I knew that you took the tractor, and they just picked it up. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
And so yeah, and their plan is, according to Chris Clark, is that the tractor will be there competing on Friday and Saturdays in Hillsboro. So looking forward to that. But yeah, then this weekend, I guess I won't be on the show next week. I start a 10-day stint of pulling. So Thursday I'll be in Austin, Minnesota for United Pullers Minnesota. We go to Hillsboro Friday and Saturday. Plan to go to Norwalk on Sunday for their local stuff, and then go down to Sedalia, Missouri for the Missouri State Fair, PPL Western Series on Monday, Iowa State Fair on Tuesday, and make the trek out to Ohio, go to Norwalk, Ohio for OSTPA, and then Bowling Green, Ohio for Thursday through Saturday, and then make the trek home on Sunday. So that is the plan.
Damn, son, you're going to be driving.
Yep, 2,400 miles, and that's if I just drive straight to every place.
Are you still planning on crashing at our place?
Probably.
Okay, just making sure.
So, also, hey Ryan, need a roommate for Monday night? Are you gonna be in Sedalia?
Which Ryan?
You.
Well, you got to clarify. Yeah,
Adam.
I'll be in Sedalia on. Actually, I'll get there Sunday night. I have to go to Kansas City first, and then I'll be there Sunday night.
Cool.
And you're in Hillsboro for the weekend too?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm only 25 miles from Hillsboro.
He's literally
Well, that's
sitting
kind of
in
what
there
I figured.
right now.
I'm thinking, boy, that's the long way to get to Sedalia from Hillsboro, but whatever.
Well,
You Wisconsin guys are bonkers, officially.
no, this is not going to be a repeat of Toma, okay?
Are you sure?
Don't say it! Because we want to go pulling
I said
too.
it.
No, I'm saying that drive all the way across the country to come back to.
Ugh.
Cody just sent me that. Do you want to tell us what we're looking at there?
Oh, I stuck the drone up in the air for just a split second type of thing and took some pictures, but there'll be a few more and then even a video. But that lot, the crowd, Bill came up at one point when I was flying type of thing, and I missed him, but there was a line of cars, a traffic jam, trying to get into the polls, so yeah, be watching for those from everyone that was down there. Brian can probably fill you in on all those, but thought it was a pretty unique experience type of thing, and Ryan, you can talk about some of the track. I mean, some of those guys running down the track and some of the late night activities that happen as far as getting close to the end there at the last couple hooks type of thing. If you want to. And
well, we did have Jason and Doug did come down, and Hope and Mike all came down with the tractor, and we ran in we were second hook in the 4-1 class, and if I remember right, we ended up fourth. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But they were Tom Nall and his family sponsored a top four shootout, and so they brought back the top four, or what would have been ostensibly would have been the top
third,
four.
4th, 6th, and 7th.
What was it? It was.
I think it was 3rd, 4th because Gage got 3rd
Right.
at the case. Jason was 4th. Bowsman was already left.
Yep. So Mike was out.
And then we brought back
Sydney.
Sydney and
Tanner Michael,
yeah,
Snuffy.
because Adrian.
the first two. Yeah,
Adrian and Connie, I don't know what Connie did, but she didn't come back. And Adrian, I had heard, was a little iffy on his fuel system. Something was acting funny on the Hickory Hooker, and so he made his pass for points. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he won the class. And then he said, "No, I'm done. Give my spot to somebody else." So we had we did come back for the shootout, and let's see, Tanner he had a good pass going.
The running joke is that Jason Schultz tampered with Sydney and Gage's tractors.
You think? Sydney had the fire in her eyes. She was coming for him.
Yeah,
but the tractor kind of had some other ideas, and I still can't figure out what it was that upset the balance like it did.
Well, she was going hard to the right, and by the time she hit the brakes, it brought her back around. And then, of course, by that point, the sled caught up with her.
Was that what it was? I couldn't see it.
She was going hard to
I
the
didn't know
right.
she had started right.
Yeah, from my vantage point, she was going right all the way, and then when she hit the brakes, it brought her back around. But obviously, it brought her around, and the sled caught up with her. In this photo, you can see how it, because she was already one wheeling as she was coming back to the left.
Yeah,
and Ed Walker, who was the sled operator, he actually thought she was going over. He said afterwards he didn't know how the tractor actually stayed upright.
she did a hell of a job there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Sid.
Well, and I think, Cody, I think you did catch it at probably about its highest point.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a shot right there.
Yeah, it was.
Nice catching somebody off to the left, touching off a blowtorch of a flash at the same time, too. Makes for a weird effect.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Yeah, Sydney's watching right now, so.
I said, and for whatever reason, I put my camera down and I picked up my phone and videoed it in 4K, and I have no idea why. But I saw her after the show, or after the pass, while she was still in there in the cage, and she was rattled, but I'll tell you what she was more was upset. She was mad. She was pissed.
Yeah.
She wanted that, that was 8 seconds of her life or 12 seconds of her life that she really, really, really wanted to do over.
Because if you should have been in Washington, Missouri the night before, because she had like the perfect pass. She went 368
Damn.
Nice.
the night before,
Atta girl.
and it was as straight as you can possibly be. The front end was up in the air the whole time, and she had been going at least 30 to 35, somewhere in that range.
Wow. Yeah, she was moving. So, and then
she got back
made a
on
nice pass.
Sunday and pulled them out to Kansas.
Who's that guy?
I don't know.
That was a guy on a pass. That tractor hooked.
It was.
That was a really, really pretty pass. And Jason, I think he clocked in at 343 something or other. Either way, he came back and won the shootout because Gage Schottel had a kind of a rough ride on the old Black Magic.
Yeah, he lost all power, like to steering and brakes.
Steering and brakes and oil
Yep.
and everything. So yeah, he. I think Ed kind of muscled the tractor to a stop before it hit any of the Jersey barriers, but because I don't even think he had brake pressure.
No, he was hitting, and he couldn't turn the steering wheel at all.
Yeah. So Eddie, good thinking. That's a pretty tractor, and it needed to be saved.
Charles, if you go to my Facebook page, you can kind of get a panoramic view I took from my vantage point up in the lift.
Okay.
Ken.
What?
Look at Ken's comment down on the bottom.
Oh.
I would say that Dad probably was a little, maybe just as much, if not more, rattled to see that tractor do what it did.
Oh, he was. He was, but I don't think he was. I don't think he was angry. I think he was just glad that his daughter.
Oh
was
yeah,
okay.
I'm sure. I don't think he was angry.
And I think he was hungry because no sooner had he gotten back to the trailer, that grill was lit. And it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds blowing, and he's like, I'm getting this grill lit. We're eating tonight.
Get it?
So you can kind of see. So I was right behind the VIP stands and so the VIP and sponsor stand with the lift, and then off to the right in this photo is the new grandstands from a couple of years ago. And this was early on; they were still filing in. This was like just right at the start, and I know they were still backed up down the street.
Cody, did you happen to get a panorama of the crowd behind you?
Not behind me. I got one just kind of at the track and stuff. But yeah, I'll have a video posted of when they pulled the old antique down the track when it first started, type of thing, and you'll see some of that in there too eventually.
Yeah, because the crowd was humongous. I don't know if it was the biggest it's ever been. But it was big. It was huge.
Yeah.
And the vehicles in that shot, I mean, shoot, they were still pouring in. I mean, that was what, a half hour probably before the polls even started, and the vehicles were still just pouring in.
Yeah, they fill up that those grounds there, and it's awesome. It's an amazing show. Oh, you didn't get the big Versatile sitting in the bottom corner.
Don't worry, I got one.
Good. I did too, but yeah, there was some kind of neat old. There's all sorts of. That's the other thing about the threshing grounds in McLeod. There's a bunch of outbuildings there, and shops and stuff like that, and sheds. And I didn't go poking my head around in them this year, but I have in past. There's always cool old iron sitting in it. And I know that Bill Murr had that big Versatile sitting on the top of the hill because they were using it to, I think, work the track. And he just hadn't taken it home. So it was kind of neat.
You're welcome, Ken.
What is this? Is it Ken on a dead run or what?
Yeah, he started a slow walk, and then he started to get a better jog.
I can see why you guys like the place. It's definitely a picturesque spot.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Long drive, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I've got a few photos out there too. I just started the album just before I left for home tonight for the office, but I haven't got much in there yet. But there were some cool classes that we hadn't seen before, or that I hadn't seen very often.
I think we ran 12 or 13 classes in 4 hours.
Yeah, so they move fast. They move fast. That track crew is something else. And the fact that they were all using. This is something actually. Bill was going to get me a list of the farmers who donated equipment. In normal years, when the equipment market is doing what it normally is, there's a little bit of inventory at local dealerships, and so that they can donate a tractor here or there to the track crew. Well, right now we're in an equipment shortage, and dealerships don't have that stuff. And this Bill did tell me, he said every bit of the track equipment that we used, every tractor was donated by a local farmer, and they had enough to go around, and I believe they had 1 or 2 backups if they needed them. And that track crew worked super duper fast. You guys, if you've ever watched this show, when we're talking about 2-track shows, somebody's always bitching about the track crew got in my way and I missed a bunch of shots, and it's usually probably me because I have a big mouth. I think I missed maybe 4 shots in the entire night because there was a track crew tractor in the way. Those guys were cruising. And not only that, they even had at least one guy it was his first year, and he got into the rhythm. It took him maybe a half a class to get into the rhythm, and they were a well-oiled machine. You couldn't have asked for a better crew. So hats off to all those guys. You guys killed it. That wasn't mine.
No, that was Thursday night. Lisa Jostock had a little bit of a moment at Monroe.
Oh, look at that. Those boy.
Yeah, that back motor's a boat anchor now.
Yay for fire shoes.
Sorry, Lisa.
Oof.
She got her experience grenading one.
Well, now she can say she's done it.
Yeah. True that.
So, while we're hitting on 2 hours here, do we want to kill it? Or do you have more to talk about? Who's got a beef or an axe to grind aside from Paul and Garth?
We'll get him karaokeing to Garth one night.
It'll be a cold day in hell, Mr. Ryan.
Well, if we get Jerry involved, you will.
Nope.
Nashville.
Jerry's mason jars do amazing things.
They ain't gonna do that.
So if the soundtrack is just all Garth songs in Nashville,
I will smash the radio.
Chris
I dare you to test me. I dare you to test me. I know there is a hammer down there that we call, it's a Wilton brand hammer. And yeah, I will get me and Wilton, we will come and we will have a come to Jesus meeting with that, whatever music box you got going on there. I promise you, it won't happen.
Dear Lord, please let Leroy be listening.
I'm fine with it.
Because if there's one guy who will troll Paul just because.
Who's that?
Leroy.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's in the works. I'm gonna get
Yes.
it from about 6 different places tomorrow morning.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Brad's already ordered another PA, so when you destroy that one, you know, what is
He and
that?
I will work it. He and I will work it out. I can just take a cord or just a nice pair of cutters and cut the power cord, and it'll all be fine for long enough. You fix it, I'll do it again.
Uh-huh. What am I looking at? What are we looking at here? This looks like fun.
Thursday night we had the Legends also at Monroe, and that tractor is a Continental V12 tank engine with twin turbos.
Oh,
Well, that sounds rowdy.
We need to know where this guy's going to pull again because I would love to see that thing in person.
Go search NTPL, National Tractor Pulling Legends, and you can follow them. Most of the hooks are in Ohio, a couple in Michigan. They go out to Pennsylvania a little bit.
That's badass.
There's a few interesting tractors that run around with that group, including the first 4-engine side-by-side tractor. The Bossy tractor is out running with them. 4 Lincolns in
Kind
it.
of cool.
Yeah, a few years back, Jason got them, a couple of them, to come up to Richmond Center for the for the hybrid redneck rally.
That's what I thought.
Longtime flag guy for NTPA, and he still does Bowling Green and Louisville. Scott Doty, he restored his, and this picture's not going to do this thing justice. It is gorgeous.
Dang.
I mean, it's just the nicest candied paint job I've seen in quite some time. But it's cool to see them come out. It's just they're not competing against each other, just demonstration of old pulling iron and kind of how it used to be. And it's cool to see them when I can. There's another one with the Continental tank engine as well, and I think this other one is for sale.
I kind of feel like one of the Rydalls needs to buy that, just kind of on principle.
Yeah. Yep, that'd be true.
What's this I'm hearing from Gerbaugh about Scott Tedder coming back to the track?
Yeah, he did. He's got a Mr. Twister again, and he stomped everybody. I think he put 30 or 40 feet on second place, which was Les Corporal. Yeah, here's
Les
Scott.
is the one who's got that modern machine.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, he's the owner of Modern Machine. Yep.
Okay. Very nice. Well, welcome back to the track, Mr. Twister.
but you know who put the stomping on everyone tonight? Ron Bargy in Urbana.
Really?
They won against Judy was there, Vices were there, Reitzel was there, Tedder was there. I mean, it was Drew. It was a good class of mods, and yeah, I just see that they put on like 10 feet against everyone.
You know you're in the thick of pulling season when they're pulling on a Monday.
That's fair season.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yes, it is.
It's just not Wisconsin. We don't have Monday fairs
Why is
that I
that?
know of. I don't know of a single pull that's on a Monday.
Because most of the fairs run like either a Tuesday through Sunday, and then it's travel day for the carnivals.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh,
we're gonna kick the Iowa State Fair off on Tuesday at noon. With a because I think we're under the gun because they're gonna I believe they're still having a concert that night, and I'm sure we have to be done by sound check time.
Hope it ain't Garth Brooks.
Yeah, can't imagine trying to have Reba McEntire make a sound check with, an Allison in the background.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
It would be beautiful music.
I forgot about this one, and I love the words I'm about to say. We've got a new diesel super stock in Michigan, and that's awesome.
Hell yes.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask about this.
It's John Neals, the owner of it now. His uncle pulled diesel super in Wolverine State back in the 90s and early 2000s. It's Lyle Wheatley's old tractor out of Iowa. He's had it for about 5 years trying to get this thing together. It's finally out. Unfortunately, it didn't run at Monroe. I think it blew a boost tube off, but hey, it's here and it's running, so that's awesome.
What was his uncle's tractor called?
Oh boy, I'm probably gonna screw this up because I always confuse My Way with the German Deere, and I can't remember which one's which.
The German Deere.
I know. I got video of it somewhere.
Okay.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
It's
right.
My Way. I just looked it up.
Is
Yep,
it?
My Way. Yep.
Hey, I
Which
have an
was
odd
it
question.
was a
Whatever happened to-
40-20 with International Harvester fenders on it.
The blasphemy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's okay. We got a 1256 with 60/30 fenders on it out here. And if I didn't tell you which one it was, you'd have to look to find it.
Yeah, thanks,
All
Andy.
you would
German Deere was
you would
wrong, sorry.
appreciate it too, from a metalworking perspective, because it looks beautiful.
Sweet.
I have a dumb question for you, Charles. What ever happened to the Polish Express Stachnik's tractor?
I don't know.
Talking about 90s diesel supers and things made me think of that for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he might still have it. I talk to his son Jordan every now and again. I'll have to ask him.
What did they? Pro stock? Super?
It was a super, and it was I shared that video too. Oh, Andy said it's in a barn in Ohio. That was a tractor that had the 0 degree triple cut tires on it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Hang on, I'll find it.
I don't comprehend.
Yeah, they're just straight cut across it.
Well then.
Yeah, well then.
I'm very intrigued.
You've been around the sport long enough to know people tried some interesting things.
Oh yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen that. I've seen some interesting things. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
If it loads today.
That's the coolest logo.
Where can you get those hats, by the way?
1997.
Right behind me.
The super stock tractor class is in turmoil. Established cars like Esden Lane are finding it going difficult as the new
That looks
generation
familiar.
emerges.
So does that.
Jordan Lustig, who has the bullet hitting targets. And Terry Blackmore, whose
Notice
slow
that.
ride is anything but. Yet none of them prepared for what the Kwiatkowski family was about to unleash. Having turned their backs on diesel, they were about to make the name of Brent Long a household one. This technological marvel had the competition scrambling. A quick way to earn a sharper edge was to be half literally, the rubber meets the road.
What?
It was not a completely original idea. But in
Hell.
this arena, stepped Region 2 veteran, the Polish Express John Deere.
I will be damned.
John ran the entire season on 0 degree triple cut tires. Whether or not they worked was an open question. Stashik certainly got down tracks in 1997. Proper development, could they have been successful? The surest sign that the answer is no came from the fact that no one moved to emerge to replicate the design. Those tires in the Polish Express would disappear at the end of the season.
That is awesome.
Before 2000, we're still 4 years away. And with the seemingly broken promise of the Mitas tire, it is unlikely that the open question will be answered anytime soon.
I do need to change the end of that because Mitas finally did come through, but in 2017 they had all of a sudden gone ghost, and it was like, what's happening here?
So I'm thinking about a set of tires, and I'm going to call Chad Mayhill, and I'm going to say I want some triple cut 0 degree tires. How quickly does he hang up the phone?
Well, he knows that you're calling, so he's just not going to answer it in the first place.
This is true. This is true.
Ask Nick McCormick how triple cut tires worked on his pro stock.
I know.
Right.
I know.
I'm kind of surprised though that with that blank sheet of paper that Mitas has, like that we haven't seen somebody just try something a really weird ass. Because I mean, the only way to find out, you know.
Yep.
My back hurts just looking at thinking the man hours of leaning over with the hot iron going through some of that. If you're doing it by hand,
Thank you.
Well, thankfully, Chad's got a fully automated angler cutting machine, so he doesn't have to bend over much of anything. He just presses a button and comes back a couple hours later.
Yeah.
Well, except when he brings his grinder to looks like Mound City and ends up picking up 4 or 5 hours worth of quote unquote spare time work.
That's so cool when they're covered in black. I'm like,
yeah.
No.
Chad said it took him like a week to get to get clean after that, to get all the rubber off of him.
I bet.
So, well, what do you say, boys? We call it?
Agreed.
Yep, we're at it.
Second that.
All right.
See some of you all at Wisconsin. I'm going to come up and get some cheese curds.
Save some decent beer and put it in the cooler for us, would you? I know Hillsboro's providing lots of it. So,
well, the brewery's right across the street, so
awesome. That's perfect.
So, well, down the street. But,
yeah. If you're gonna be an out of stater, you have to overpronounce the C in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Sounds like you're coughing or something. Wisconsin.
You should really get that checked out, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's well, we won't get into what it could possibly be, but
when you guys roll in onto the grounds, we'll just have Garth Brooks blasting on the speakers.
Yep, and we'll turn around and go right the F back home.
Well, that's Short Fighty if that's actually going to be the real answer.
Short Fighty and Misty, we'll have fun with them. We'll send them home.
Better yet, Misty can do his voicemail box when you call and find out that it's Garth Brooks. He'd never know about that.
Paul won't even let the semi stop rolling. He just push the tractor out the back door and turn around.
Yep. Well, I may be in the high school parking lot, so I might not be able to hear it anyway. So
I'm sure there's some speakers on the outside of that building.
No, it's not going to happen.
Sure. All right, boys. Have yourselves a good evening. Catch up later.
All right, I'm out. Peace out. North Sucks.